Hello world, Curtis here, and this is Booty Bonanza. Been a while, huh? Yeah, well, let me tell you, it hasn't been for lack of trying. I've been out there hunting and trying to get the things I want, things I've been looking for a long time, and it is getting tough. However, I've built up enough that I feel we can do another Booty Bonanza. So here I am coming at you with lots of good stuff to show. Where to begin? First off, why don't we start with this guy? This actually could have been shown on like 2 Booty Bonanzas ago, and I kept forgetting it because I was using it frequently. It wasn't in my Booty Bonanza pile, and that is a Game Boy Advance. See what I'm doing there? Yeah. Hey! So, now this is just a regular Game Boy Advance. This is actually the Game Boy Advance that I had when I was a child, but this is no ordinary Game Boy Advance. No, because, I don't know if you can see this, but I had it modded. It's got a backlit 101 screen, and let me tell you, the way this feels is so nice. Oh my goodness, I cannot get over how great this feels. To me, it trumps the Game Boy Advance SP by a long shot. So this is what I'm using now. I had my good buddy mod it for me, and it turned out perfectly. And so now I get to play Game Boy games on the Game Boy that I had as a kid. So I'm really happy about that. Got that out of the way. Oh, I wanted to mention, you see I'm doing it like this. I'm on my computer. Usually I do this during the day, and I have sunlight coming on me, but and I use that natural lighting. But now I'm doing it at night, so I needed to set up a whole rig, and I'm using my computer, which is why it looks like I'm on a computer camera. So there we go. All right, next up, this is one that also I missed on the last Booty Bonanza. I've had this for a while, and it's time to show it off. I got an NES Classic Edition. So this, I did not get the first time around. I think there's a way to tell it. I think the seal of quality is in a different place. So this is the second run of the NES Classic. I waited patiently to get this in a store because I refused to pay the outrageous prices that these were going for. And guess what? My patience paid off. So I got an NES Classic Edition. Now, I have been debating whether or not I want to mod it, and I think I have fallen into the camp of modding is good. I'm going to mod this thing, have it hooked up to my TV, HDMI, with all the NES games that I want, and that's what I'm going to do. So there you go. What do you guys think? You think that you should mod the NES Classic Edition? I also have the Super Nintendo Classic, but I don't think I'm going to mod that because I already own all those games. I don't know. And then I also don't like, changing it or altering it from its original state. But I think with the NES, I'm going to do it. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below what you think. Let me know. Okay, moving on. Let's put this over there. Okay, so this, I got a buddy. He owns a store here in LA called World 8. I love this store. A lot of times they get in weird trades or people leave stuff with them that they don't sell in the store. They can't take it in, but the people just want to get rid of it. And so whenever this happens, I got the in to get first dibs on any of this stuff before they give it away, throw it away, whatever they do with it. And so I got a few things. This first one is a NES Classic wireless controller from Yoke. I don't know, but apparently this works on the NES Classic Edition. It's a wireless controller. I haven't got to try it out yet, but yeah, I don't know. Have you guys heard of this? What do you think? And then this was another thing that I also got. It's a Nintendo Switch. I guess it's like a case for it. You know, it's similar to like what you would put an iPad in. I don't know, but it's got, you can set it up like this to play it. You never know. I don't take my Switch on the go a whole lot, but this might be fun to have if I'm traveling or something. I'm not sure. Next one. This is cool. So, Black Friday. Big day of deals. Where are you going to go get all the deals? Well, I didn't get anything on Black Friday. However, I take that back. I didn't get anything through a Black Friday deal. I did get something on Black Friday, which is way cooler than anything I could have found, I believe. So my buddy, his name is Josh, he told me a while ago that he had a Nintendo Power subscription when he was a kid. And he still has them all. He had them in storage somewhere. Well, he managed to get them out of storage, and it just so happened it was Black Friday when he showed me his collection. And by gum, he just gave it to me. He gave it all to me. He said, I know this is going to go to a good home. I want you to have it. And so he gave it all to me. And he was an early subscriber of Nintendo Power. Early enough that he was a subscriber back when it was the Nintendo Fun Club News. So, the ones he gave me, I'm going to go through them right now, really early editions. Now, these are actually not the ones he gave me. I've already swapped out the ones, because his were all really nice quality. So I've swapped out in my collection. They're already put away and stored away. But to show you guys what I got, these are the ones I replaced. So, first off, issue number 1. And it was complete! And it was like perfect condition. Had the Zelda map and everything. This is now the 3rd issue number 1 that I own. Another hard one. Issue number 2. This one has a calendar in it that's hard to find in addition to the poster. And it was also complete with that. Issue number 3. Are you seeing a pattern developing here? Issue number 4. Issue number 5. Issue number 6. Issue number 7. Issue number 8. Issue number 9. Issue number 10. This is crazy. I couldn't believe he had all this. Issue number 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. And that was where apparently his Nintendo Power subscription ended. But like I said, he was an early subscriber, so I got some cool stuff that came before Nintendo Power. And first up is Volume 2, Issue number 6 of Nintendo Fun Club News. So I already had this one. This is the one I had. As you can see, it's a little banged up. His was in super nice condition, so I swapped that out. Another one that I had was Volume 1, Issue 5. So this had RC Pro-Am on the cover, and mine was ripped. See that? It was ripped. But his was in perfect condition, so I replaced that. And then a couple more things that he had that I didn't have, and this was cool. This first one is really weird, and I love it. I've never heard of this before. Maybe you guys out there in internet world have. You can help me with this. It's called Joystick How to Win Arcade Video Games. And so what this is a guide for, say Donkey Kong Jr. or pole position. And basically what it does is it gives you a little rundown on how... The heating just turned on. It's really weird and loud. I'm going to go shut that off. Still going a little bit. Anyway, I think it's going to shut off. So anyway, back to this. It gives you tips on how to be good at the game. Q*bert, Sinistar, all these games. It's great. This is such a cool thing. Robotron. It's just such a neat thing to have. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. If you want to get good at arcade games. So there you go. Let me see if I can get a good... How to win it. Yeah, anyway, there you go. And then, as far as this little batch of Nintendo Power things, the creme de la creme, the creme de la creme, the one thing that I didn't have that he had that I was super excited to get was Volume 1, Issue number 4 of Nintendo Fun Club News. Now, this is the one that will be going into my collection. Obviously, it's boarded and bagged already, and it has Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This is a very hard-to-find Nintendo Fun Club News issue, and is actually the earliest one I have, so now I'm only missing issues 1, 2, and 3 of the Nintendo Fun Club News. Awesome! How cool is that? So, thank you, Josh. That was, a super cool gift. I cannot believe that. So, thank you. Alright, next up. I am the recent recipient of the Cartridge Club Mystery Box. Now, what is the Cartridge Club, you might ask? Well, it's a club that I'm a part of. It's like a monthly book club for video games. I'm sure most of the people that are watching this are aware of the Cartridge Club, but if you're not, that's what it is. Well, we have this thing going around called the Cartridge Club Mystery Box. And what it is it's a giant box full of games. It all started with Player One, who was the founder of the club, and they send it around to people. The rules are... And I wish I could show you everything that was in there, but I can't because it's against the rules. So the rules are you can take anything out of the box you want and keep it. But anything you take out, you got to replace with something else. And so this box was way bigger than I ever thought it would be. I mean, there must have been like 60 items in there. A lot of stuff. And I sorted through it, and unfortunately there wasn't a whole lot that I wanted in there. I did take a few things, and I can show that. I can't show the stuff I didn't take. Got to leave it in there. But that'll be going off to another Cartridge Club member very soon. And what did I pick? Well, I picked 4 DS games. And that's The Price is Right, Brain Age, Yamaha Supercross, and then actually Game Boy Advance custom case for Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. The reason I got these was because, as we all know, Game Boy Advance games, you can make custom cases like this is. And it looks something like this. This is kind of a poor quality case, but this is what I'm going to do. And I have a bunch of Game Boy Advance games I want to make cases for, so now I have 4 more. And that's what I grabbed out of the Cartridge Club Mystery Box. Special shout out to Julian Vega, the Latin legend, for sending that to me. Thank you very much. Anybody out there in the Cartridge Club that hasn't got the box yet? You want it? Let me know. Hit me up. All right, a few more things. Sticking on the handheld games with the DS stuff, I got some more Game Boy Advance videos. As you know, this is a subset I am looking to complete. These things are stupid, but I love them. And I got some good ones, courtesy of my pal Chris Roberts, a.k.a. @CWR2 on Twitter. And Chris did some scouting for me and found these in his travels. The first is Cartoon Network. Oh, that's too bright. Cartoon Network Collection Volume 2. So there you go, some Cartoon Network shows. Then I got a couple movies, Shark Tale, which kind of hard to find as far as the Game Boy Advance videos, and Shrek 2. They have the entire movie is on these. Like an hour and a half movie. And let me tell you, it looks like crap. It looks terrible. Look it up. It's really bad. It's like 5 frames a second. It's ridiculous. It's very choppy. But I love these. I think they're a neat little oddity, and I want to have them all. There's like 30-something of them, and I'm getting pretty close. All right, got another 3DS game, and shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that I got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, as I am the host of CC Portable, the portable version of Cartridge Club every month, and in October, we played Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. So I picked that up. And at the same time, at the store I was at, they had some amiibos, and this particular store, has like a flat rate for all of their loose amiibos. It's like $7 an amiibo. It doesn't matter which amiibo, which is a great deal if you know amiibo collectors out there. And so I dug through it, and there wasn't really much I wanted, but this one jumped out at me, and I thought, heck, why not get it? And it turns out it's actually like gone up in price, so kind of glad I picked it up. And that's Boo! I got a Boo amiibo. Yeah, so I think this is my first Mario amiibo I own. From the Super Mario series. Anyway, so yeah, Boo amiibo. All right, getting down to the end. Why don't we talk about Switch games? Yeah, I've been picking up some Switch games lately for my collection. The first of which is the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. So this has X 1 through 8 on it. The first 4 games are on the cartridge, and then there was a download code for 5 through 8. I hate that, by the way. Can we just get that out of the way? That is really stupid. I hate that anything, if you buy a game, a physical thing, shouldn't come with a download code for half the game. You should get it all. Or give me 2 cartridges. Don't give me a download code. Drives me nuts. It's the only game I own that was downloaded. And if I didn't love Mega Man X so much, I wouldn't have got it. But I had to own this because Mega Man X is my favorite game of all time. So I got it. And this one's awesome. Sonic Mania Plus. Have you guys played this? This is hands down the best Sonic game ever. It is the best. And I flipped the litho around so it looks like this Genesis case, which is just awesome. Yeah, love this game. Really fun. And this one I haven't played it yet, but I hear good things. Owl Boy. You guys played this? Owl Boy? I hear good things. It's like a platformer, Metroidvania style type game, I think. I don't know. What do you guys know? Have you played it? Let me know. And then this last one. This one comes with a cool story I'm going to share with you right now. So, as I mentioned, I'm a big Mega Man fan, and I couldn't wait for the upcoming release of Mega Man 11 for the Nintendo Switch. The first, actual Mega Man game from Capcom in 8 years, I want to say, something like that. And it had a whole bundle that it came with, but you had to pre-order it with GameStop. I can't do that. I can't pre-order with GameStop. I refuse. I gotta support the mom and pop shops, right? So I didn't pre-order Mega Man 11. I ended up picking it up at World 8. They had a used copy, which was great, so I got it for a little bit cheaper. But I didn't get the fancy box and the amiibo and everything. Well, like I said, a lot of people come in, bring in stuff. I happened to be there one day when a friend of the store came in with a bunch of stuff that they wanted to get rid of. A bunch of collector's edition games and what. And the first thing that jumped out at me was this bad boy. The Mega Man 11 bundle that you could only get at GameStop with the amiibo. And I already had the game. But I was like, dude, I need this. I took it and I got first dibs on this. What do you want for it? What? And he looks me straight in the eye and he says, you know what, Curtis, you can have it. I say, what? And I was like, what about the game? I don't need the game. And one of the workers at the store, she said, I want the game. So she took the game. Bim, bam, boom. Got this boy complete for free. Thank you, Baltazar. You know who you are. This I could not have had without you, literally, probably, unless I wanted to buy it on eBay, which I'm not going to do. And I didn't pre-order it at GameStop, so it took a miracle like this for me to get it, and I can't believe I have it. I'm really stoked. Thank you, Baltazar. All right, a few more things. I had mentioned, here we go. Oh, this is cool. So where did I find this? Oh, yeah, this came in at the same time as the stuff at World 8. This guy brought in all this junk, apparently. And this, there was no way to test it. So they said, it's probably good. Do you want it? What is it? The Player 2 Justifier. So how this works, it goes for Lethal Enforcers. If you didn't know what this one is, it's pink. And it looks like a phone jack at the end there. I don't know if you can see that. Well, anyway, that plugs into the gun, the Player 1 gun, which plugs into the system. But if you don't have a Player 1 gun, there's no way to test it. And so, since they couldn't test it, they couldn't sell it. And so I got this for free. And guess what? It works! So boom! I can play 2 players on my Lethal Enforcers games. Huzzah! You know what I haven't tested, though? Does this work on both the Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version? This I tested with the Genesis on Lethal Gunfighters 2, but does it work? Do you guys know? Do you guys know? Let me know. Justifier. Very hard to find. And then I'd mentioned my buddy Chris Roberts before. Well, he came down to go to a swap meet with me, and he's always on the lookout for things I need, and he knows I collect ColecoVision games. And he found one that I needed, and that is Super Action Baseball for the ColecoVision, which is cool. So thank you, Chris Roberts, for that. And then we ended up making a little trade. And this would have been the creme de la creme had I not got some Super Nintendo games to check off my Super Nintendo checklist. But this is awesome. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to see if you even know what it is. Do you know what this is? Have you ever seen one of these before? Well, if you haven't, I'll tell you right now. It's the foot pedal for the Miracle Piano. This is the one thing that I was missing for my Miracle Piano. And this thing is very hard to come by. Look it up on eBay. You'll see what I'm talking about. And Chris managed to have one of these. And it is in great condition. It's very flimsy. And these things are often beat up. And this is in about as perfect condition as it could be, which is the one thing I was missing for my Super Nintendo Miracle Piano. So thank you, Chris Roberts. You have no idea how, actually you do have an idea how much this means to me, because you saw how I reacted when you pulled it out. But this is awesome. Thank you so much. And finally, the creme de la cremes. I have been going for a complete Super Nintendo set. I am down to 7 games, and it is getting extremely hard to find any of them. So much so that I go to the stores around town here, and they never have them. And so now I got my scouts out there looking for me. And this first game came from one of those scouts, namely the Q-Dogs. Mighty Q-Dog and Mrs. Q-Dog were searching for me at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and they found one for me, and that is Chavez. Now, this is not a rare game or expensive game by any stretch of the imagination, but for some reason it has eluded me all these years, and I finally have it thanks to Eric and Melissa. It's also the last boxing game I needed, which means subset complete. And then the last one, this has a funny little story with it. So, I have to be diplomatic about how I tell this story. I'm going to try and not reveal some parts of information that I feel need to be left unsaid. But I was outside of LA, and I was visiting a game store that I had been to years prior. And I remember going into this game store and thinking, wow, and this was like 4 years ago. I remember thinking, wow, these prices are outrageous. These are super high, and this store had so much stock, and it broke my heart because how long has the store been sitting on this stock? I mean, they had multiple copies of really hard to find games, but the prices were crazy, like double, triple what you would see online, and it broke my heart. Well, I go into this store 4 years later, and to see, do they have anything? Have their prices changed? Who knows? I'm an optimist. You never know. So I go in, and sure enough, tons of stock still. Like the most I've ever seen at any store ever. I'm not kidding. Lots of really rare games. And again, the prices are astronomically high. And they had, I want to say like three of the Super Nintendo games that I was missing. And I'm trying to like butter up the employee working there. And, you know, you never know. You might be able to get a deal. Best case scenario, just be super nice, right? Nice people are nice to nice people. Being nice is just always a good thing. And so I thought maybe I can butter this employee up, get a discount. I ask about the price because one of them didn't have it on there. And the employee goes to check, and I was trying to take a picture to show how much stock this had, and of course my camera was not on silent, so the stupid shutter started going off, and the employee goes, "You taking pictures?" And I went, no, I don't. Is there something wrong with that?" And they're like, "Yeah, no pictures in the store because people will badmouth us online." And I was like, "Why would they ever do that? That you have such great stock?" And they're like, "Well, you know, whatever, you know, blah, 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 no pictures." So I'm like, I kind of screwed up. I'm on thin ice right now. I want to make sure that if I have any chance of getting a deal, I don't make it any worse. So I politely put my phone away. And I said, yeah, sorry, not going to take any more pictures. Well, two of the games I asked about, their prices were just no chance. I don't care if they're some of the last games I need. Not going to pay those prices. One of the games, though, it looked like hadn't been checked in a while on the price. It's kind of a more obscure game, and the price they had on it, I thought, this is doable. And so I decided to get it. And sure enough, because I put my phone away, I checked afterwards, and this was under what it's going for now. So I technically caught this store slipping, which I cannot believe I did. And that game, after all this long story, was Dragon View by Kemco. Now, for those of you keeping track at home, this was the final letter D I needed, which means subset complete. And then, of course, about a week later, I go to a local store that I frequent, and it was sitting there right on the shelf. But had I got it there, I wouldn't have this great story about this store with terrible, terrible prices. So there you go. That is all my pickups. So I don't know when the next Booty Bonanza is going to happen. Hopefully soon. But I'm very happy with all the stuff I've got. I am now down to 5, count it, 5 Super Nintendo games left. Will I be able to complete this collection? You know, I thought I was going to be able to complete it this year. I don't think that's going to happen. But will I be able to complete it next year? It seems very doable. I'm this close. I will leave the list at the end. If you have any leads, let me know. Thanks for watching. This has been Booty Bonanza. I'll catch you on the flip side.